We are coming to you from the city beautiful Chicago, Illinois, where tonight Comcast Sportsnet presents White Sox baseball as Paul Konerko, Adam Dunn, Gordon Beckham, and the Sox as they get set to butt heads with Josh Willingham and the Minnesota Twins. Hi, everybody, and welcome. With Steve Stone, I'm Ken Harrelson. We get set to bring you the first of this three-game set. As you know, we just concluded a four-game series with Cleveland, where once again they swept us. They are playing really solid baseball. But, you know, we've seen Minnesota recently, but this is a different club tonight.
Completely different team because some of the familiar names are gone. Justin Morneau has gone out to Pittsburgh in a deal. Joe Mauer is not here, along with Ryan Doma. They're both concussed, and Mauer probably won't play the rest of the season. So, as you can see, the Twins do have a lead over our ball club, but this is a very young Twins team, and they're doing what we're doing, trying to audition for next year. And with the Twins, they have a pitching problem, and that's one of the big factors for them looking ahead to next year.
Well, Eric Johnson on the bump for us for the third time. Give me your take on Eric so far.
I like what I've seen of Eric Johnson. We've seen the good and the bad Eric Johnson. We've seen him roll a couple of breaking balls, and when you do that, especially to some pretty good Yankee hitters, you're going to be okay. Well, he struck out Ichiro. That he's got on his resume, but he gave up a home run to Cano. Then he faced Detroit and threw the ball pretty well, but his defense really did him in that ball game. So he only went into the fourth inning. The big man, Prince Fielder, hit a home run against him. So you're talking about a guy that is making a big start for him. Every start he makes from here on in, he's trying to show that he belongs here. And this is a guy with a spot open next year, especially for a right-hander. He's trying to go out and win it.
Well, we got one of our hitters glad to see Minnesota in town because three of his 4 home runs have come against these guys, and that is Alexi Ramirez. So sit back, relax, and strap it down. White Sox baseball coming your way.
Sox baseball on Comcast Sportsnet is brought to you in part by your Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealer, who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, through it all. AT&T Uverse. Visit att.com/freeyourtv. Rethink possible. And by Ford. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com.
Welcome back to U.S. Cellular Field, and our first dog day was rained out, and so these dogs have been waiting a long time to parade their stuff around the ballpark, and that they did. 1,200 of them, a complete sellout for Dog Day here today as far as the canines are concerned, and it was quite a day for all, as most of the dogs had just a terrific time. So let's take a look at how Ron Gardner is going to line up his Twins tonight. Alex Presley leads it off. Then it's Eduardo Escobar, Trevor Plouffe, Oswaldo Arcia, Josh Willingham, the DH, with Chris Parmalee. Josmiel Pinto, Chris Herman, and Pedro Florimon rounded out the defense. And now they'll line up behind Eric Johnson, left to right, Viciedo, Diaz, and Danks. In the infield, Gillespie, Ramirez, Beckham, and Konerko. Brian Anderson gets a nod behind the plate, and our Lexus pursuing perfection starting pitcher is Eric Johnson. On for his third start, he's 0-2, his ERA .466. Giving up a couple of home runs. The left-handers have hurt him. The right-handers have done absolutely nothing with him. And he's out to prove that he's a man to be looked at, certainly for a spot in the rotation come next spring, which makes each and every start vitally important to him. The umpires for the game tonight: Alfonso Marquez behind the plate, Ted Barrett, the crew chief, is at first, Mike DeMuro is at second, and Scott Berry is at third. So Brian Johnson throws the ball down to second. They're throwing a ball around the infield, and that means we're ready to play baseball, and I'm ready to turn it over to my play-by-play partner, Ken Harrelson.
All right, Stoney, thank you, and once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet. So happy you could join us for the first of this three-game series. And we get another look at Eric Johnson. So Alex Presley will lead it off. Presley called up from Indianapolis, where he was hitting at .298, 5 homers, 27 driven in. 28-year-old outfielder. So our 23-year-old right-hander. He's 6'3", 235 pounds, and his first pitch of the ball game is ball one.
Presley's out of the Pittsburgh organization originally and doesn't have a whole lot of power. Tries to slap the ball around and use his speed to beat out some base hits.
Outfield for the most part straight up. And here at the ballpark, 330 down the left field line, 335 down the right field line, 375 in the gaps, and 400 straight away center. This is the 17th meeting of the year between these two clubs. In the first 16, we've won 6 of them. We have played 6 games here, and of the 6, we have won 1 of them.
Well, the Twins this year actually becoming a better road team. They're 17-11 their last 28 road games, and have been a better road team than a home team this year.
3-1 to count. And certainly our congratulations go out to Evasail and Anna Karina on the birth of their daughter Annarella this morning. There's a strike and a full count. And the payoff pitch. Big game down in St. Petersburg. Tampa Bay leading Texas 1-0. That's in the top of the 4th inning.
That means that if Cleveland can somehow get by James Shields and beat Kansas City, they will take over one of the wild card spots.
And another foul back. This one a souvenir.
Presley putting on a pretty impressive battle to lead off the ball game.
And there is ball 4. Well, we had last night 4-hour and 23-minute weather delay. It's only supposed to be about 2 hours tonight.
Really?
You should see the look on Steve's face.
Oh, no. I only have material for an hour and a half of rain delay. That last half hour is going to be tough.
So here is Eduardo Escobar, one of our favorites that traded last year over to Minnesota. Comes in hitting a .221, 3 homers, 9 driven in. Good little player and a terrific teammate. Brings a lot of energy to the ballpark each and every day. There he goes, and that pitch is fouled back.
Gardner wants to see if Presley can steal some bases. Now he's tried to steal 3 of them, and he's been thrown out each and every time. But that time the hit and run was on, and Escobar fouled it back. Gardner knows he doesn't have a lot of thunder in this lineup. But in his 12th year, he is over 500.
Ball and 2 strikes. Eduardo.
4 more wins, and Gardy will win his 1,000th game.
He's a good one. He's a keeper. But there's a lot of time was called. There's a lot of conversation about some of the fans up there want to change. Wouldn't take him long to get another job.
No, I think that he would be on the open market just as long as it took for somebody to make a phone call, and it wouldn't be long.
Nice pick,
and Gordon will throw it away, and he had him because the ball was hit so hard. But unfortunately, Gordon picks up another error. Good pick right here by Ramirez. Gets Gordon a good solid throw. He's got time, but he double clutched, and when he did, the ball went wide of the bag. So Gordon picks up error number 10.
And here's Trevor Plouffe hitting at .251, 14 homers, 49 knocked in. He takes first pitch strike.
Plouffe has been their hottest hitter, and we know he can hit a fastball, and he can hit it a long way. But
he's got more talent than his numbers show.
Yeah. Since September 2nd, 377.
Yeah, there's no question about his ability, the talent. It's there.
They got a decision to make because he is arbitration eligible, and that usually means a fairly substantial payday.
Two and one to count.
With their number 2 prospect, a third baseman also, and probably not quite ready at the beginning of next year, but not too far away. That's Miguel Sano. Hit becomes an even tougher decision to bring back Plouffe.
He did not go in to count 3-1. Well, from our standpoint, staying in the same division, I hope they let him go, because he's dangerous. He's hurt us.
There'll be a few teams that probably would be interested.
Oh, yeah. He's still in that age, that window right there, 26, 27, 28. And there's ball 4. So the second walk of the inning. And that'll bring up Oswaldo Arcia, the left fielder, hitting at .249, 12 homers and 35 knocked in. Outfield swung around to the left. Arcia just 22 years old. Takes first pitch, strike.
What we've seen of Arcia, it looks like he's got a chance. A nice swing. We've seen him hit the ball hard to all fields.
Oh, and 2 the count. And that's inside. Other action will show Seattle at Detroit. That game tied at 1, bottom of the 4th inning. Miami at Philadelphia. Phillies leading at 7-0, bottom of the 4th. San Diego at Pittsburgh, no score after 5. Texas now tied up at 1 with Tampa Bay, RBI by Pierzynski.
Nice stop by Anderson as that breaking ball in the dirt. He smothered it and made sure that Escobar could not advance.
Willingham on deck. And the 2-2 pitch. So that is a souvenir left side. Cubs hitting in the top of the 1st at Milwaukee. Houston hitting in the bottom of the 1st is a host Cincinnati. And later on, St. Louis at Colorado. Dodgers taking on the D-backs in Phoenix. Angels against the A's at Oakland, and Atlanta at Washington. That game was postponed. And another full count. Runners do not go. That pitch fouled away.
Johnson about ready to deliver pitch number 25. In a very labor-intensive 1st inning.
He gone. 2 down.
Garcia, who swung at a high fastball earlier in the at-bat, swings at another one and can't catch up to it. So a big strikeout for Johnson.
And our condolences and heartfelt wishes go out to the victims and families. That horrible shooting at the Navy Yard outside of Washington, as we had a moment of silence prior to the game. Here's Willingham hitting at .211, 14 homers, 48 knocked in. Takes first pitch strike.
Willingham had such a big year last year, but this year he's been plagued by knee problems. So he's just 14 home runs, 48 driven in.
And that's outside. Willingham against us this year, homer, 12 RBIs, hitting at .258.
Last year, 35 home runs, 110 driven in. So despite the fact that it hasn't been a good year for him, he's still probably the most dangerous man in this lineup.
Takes the strike. And the count 1-2.
That's what he's done over the course of his career. Last year, by far his best.
Ball gets away. So that'll be a wild pitch.
Brian Anderson might be the first to tell you that he probably shouldn't have tried to backhand that one.
Now they're going to give him a pass ball.
It is a pass ball. Pretty good curveball.
They're going to change that to a wild pitch.
Was in front of him. It bounced. That being said, you want to absorb that ball, and sometimes when you try to backhand it,
yeah,
you don't have much luck.
Well,
but a ball in the
it's
dirt.
the wrong way to go. You got to cradle that one. Let it come right into you.
Ball in the dirt, usually wild pitch. We'll see how it works out.
2-2. Well, the inning should be over anyway.
How many times have you said that this year?
Too many.
Way too many.
And not TWO. TOO.
No, that's for sure.
Another full count. He gone. So he pitches over it. After half inning of play, it's Twinkies nothing, and our guy's coming to bat.
Tonight it's going to be Diaz, Ramirez, and Gillespie at the top, with Canerco, Dunn, and Viciedo in the middle, followed by Danks, Beckham, and Anderson rounding it out. The defense, another lineup behind Liam Hendricks. Garcia, Presley, and Herman in the outfield, with Plouffe, Florimon, Escobar, and Parmalee in the infield. Pinto behind the plate, and our Lexus Pursuing Perfection starting pitcher is Liam Hendricks. The Australian right-hander, 1-2 this year, ERA 5.25. He made the team out of spring training. Then got sent down to the minor leagues. He's been down a couple of times. Had some forearm issues, but apparently he is by them. Opponent's hitting a very high 307 against him.
Before we show you our picks to click you at home, select yours. Here's Diaz hitting at 261. 15 homers, 58 knocked in. The 0-1 pitch. Sox come in hitting at 249 as a club with a 3.97 ERA.
Hendricks doesn't have a big fastball. He is a fastball slider pitcher, but not overwhelming. He will throw just an occasional curveball.
Tags it up, and the count 2-2. A full count. Diaz has seen Hendricks 9 times, has 3 hits. Got that pitch in on him. Payoff. And another souvenir. Little tapper. Going to be a base hit.
Well, Hendricks did what he was supposed to do. When that ball got by him, you've got to sprint to the bag and hope that your first baseman can make the play cleanly. Chris Parmelee has some problems with it. Hendricks was there. Parmelee does not catch it cleanly. It does, however, go as a base hit.
And if you're scoring along with us, change that pass ball top half of this inning to a wild pitch. And here's Alexei. Hitting at 280, 4 homers, 3 of them coming against Minnesota. He's knocked in 43. Right at the top of the zone, he gets a break.
And Alfonso Marquez thought that ball was, I guess, high. Alexei will take it. It was there.
Just a decent lead by Alejandro. And the count 2-0. Out of Perth, Australia, Liam Hendricks. Post meal, taking a page out of Joe Mauer's book.
Flormon comes in to speak Australian to Hendricks. Gardy certainly likes the pace of this one.
Well, our guys like it too because that's the way they play and have been playing. Slow. Last year our games were a lot crisper. And we had a lead on September 24th. And that's foul straight back. Joe McEwing going through his sequence. A little bigger lead now by Alejandro. Full count.
Now you'd have to figure that Diaz is going to be running here.
And there's ball 4, so Hendricks not exactly attacking the strike zone. And when you're working that slow, it's very hard to get any kind of a rhythm. And right now, let's check out our Farmers Insurances. They have another meeting at the mine of the mounds. There's our Farmers picks to click. Command Joe. Crew went with Danks. Steve's going with Gillespie and Tom. Phyllis, Deb Leonakis from Roseland Garden Center in South Bend. We're going to go with Vicieto. Here's Gillespie. 2 on, nobody out. There's a strike. Pinto.
Last 17, Connor Gillespie's been pretty good.
And that's going to be in there for a base hit. So here comes Diaza. He's going to score, and the Sox take a quick 1-0 lead.
That'd be number 35 on this fastball tailing away. And Liam Hendricks has not found the secret yet to get anybody out.
That's the first lead we've had in the ball game since September 9th.
Well, you figured if you go out there enough days, it was going to happen.
That's why you got to play them. It's going to happen eventually. Here's Paulie. Takes first pitch strike. Count evens at 1.
Ball's been pretty good this year with runners in scoring position. It's pretty high average.
One and two.
Well, not happy with the call of Alfonso Marquez. It's Hendricks about ready to deliver pitch number 21.
Kansas City leading Cleveland 1-0. That game in the top of the second. Full count. We've seen some full counts in this game already. We're just in the bottom of the first.
Hendricks is yet to be able to get a slider over the plate.
And there's a base hit. They're going to wave him around. And that's cut off, and it's 2-0.
Paul takes that one into right field. Was just off the outside corner. So it brings Rick Anderson out to have a talk with Hendricks, probably wanting him to slow it down somewhat. .52 driven in for Paul, and Alfonso Marquez would like Anderson to speed up that conversation.
Meanwhile, in Pittsburgh, Andrew Cashner is perfect through 6 innings against A.J. Burnett and the Pirates.
Cashner's got very good stuff. He's had some arm problems over the course of his career, but the stuff is good.
So here's Dunn. We have 2 on, 2 in, nobody out. That ball hit high and deep. Stretch. Stretch. Get on back there. He jumps and he makes the catch. So that's a hang wolf 'em for Adam. Good play by Presley.
Got a fastball on the outer third and almost took it out of the ballpark. Right by the catch was the catch.
Dwayne Wise will always be remembered for right there, the catch. So here's Viciato. And there's a base hit. They're going to wave him around. Get a shot at him right here. He's safe. And it's 3-0.
IBM number 51 for Diane. This fastball right down the middle. He just takes it the other way and takes it right by Escobar. And he's in easily at the plate, but a good throw by Herman.
And here's Jordan. Jordan at 248, 3 homers and 7 knocked in. Fastball, got it by him.
Things going well for Jordan recently, especially when he lays off that fastball up and away.
Two and one. Three and one. Now he's got the catbird seat.
A lot of pitches by both pitchers here in the first inning.
And there's ball 4. That'll load him up. The second walk of the inning. And here's Beckham. Gordon really been scuffling. Average down to 264. And he's seen Hendricks 7 times, has 1 hit.
Time now for the AT&T Uverse Multiview.
And there's a base hit. They're going to hold Tank at third. So Pauly scores, and it's a 4-0 ball game.
RBI number 22 for Gordon. And the hit and walk parade continues. With Hendricks not being able to get anything but a fastball over the plate, and that fastball not overwhelming, Major league hitters certainly take advantage of that.
So Sox bat around here. Base is still loaded, 1 out. And here's Brian Anderson. Brian 0 for 7 since being called up. And I also want to congratulate our Birmingham Barons on winning the Southern League Championship last night as they beat Mobile 4-2. We got some footage we're going to show you a little bit later of that. 1-1 to count.
The pen up and going. DeVries and Tonkin.
Two and 1 to count. And that's popped up. So the infield fly rule is called. 2 down. So that'll bring up Piazza, who started this thing off with that infield single.
Pretty good numbers with the bases loaded for Alejandro. And that's how he finds himself hitting here.
Flares that one into the mezzanine. Eric Johnson's going. He's just not going to know what to do. Last time out there against Detroit, he gave up 6 runs in 3 2/3, only 2 earned. Now he's got himself a 4-run lead at least.
And hopefully he'll ask for a few more pitches to loosen up. This has been an exceptionally long inning. Pitch number 40 coming up.
I don't mind long innings when you're scoring.
Nope.
I can't stand long innings when nobody's scoring. And that pitch misses. So 3 and 1 to count. Don't help him out. And that's ball 4. It is 5-0.
And that's going to be it. So Liam Hendricks will not survive the first inning. So Hendricks walks out. We'll step out and be back after these messages. He's on for the 5th time. He hasn't allowed much of anything. Given up 6 hits, but no runs. Walk 2, fan 6. And he inherits the bases loaded in relief of Liam Hendricks.
Dawkins, 6'7", 220 pounds, out of Palmdale, California.
His brother-in-law just left town, Jason Kubel, Indians outfielder.
So here's Alexei. Earlier this inning, he walked and scored.
This is his favorite team to hit against, and this is his favorite situation to hit. 357 with the bases loaded.
.6'7" short armor. Nice gap out there in left center if he can find it. Count evens at 1 to Alexei.
Pretty good speed on the base paths.
One and 2 the count. Tampa Bay now leading Texas 4-2, hitting in the bottom of the 4th. Matt Garza had breaking ball, just got a piece of it. Garza is leaving the ball game. Two and 2.
Nice stop by Pinto on that slider in the dirt.
And that's going foul. So Danks back to third, Beckham to second, Piazza to first.
Been a very lucky dog day so far.
I love dog day. One of my favorite days here at the ballpark.
Fun to watch them parade around before the game.
Count hangs at 2 balls, 2 strikes with 2 out here in the bottom of the first inning. If you're just checking in, we have scored 5 times on 5 hits, 3 walks. And once again, the 2-2.
That one got a good piece of Pinto.
So Alfonso going to give him a little time to recoup, reboot, and go get him. Outfield spread out. Got a good breaking ball to hit right there. That was just a roller. And out in front of it.
It's going to be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. And Tonkin is throwing it any place he can, trying to get a resolution to this at-bat.
And there's a base hit. There comes Beckham. It's going to score 2 more. And it's 7-0.
Long at bat, and Alexei wins it. Driving in runs number 44 and 45.
So here's Gillespie. He knocked in our first run with that single. And he takes ball 1. 7-6 and 1 for us here in the bottom of the first inning. Tampa Bay now leading Texas 6-2, bottom of the 5th. That is popped up. Escobar. And that'll retire the side. So we send 12 men to the plate. Score 7 times. And after one, it is 7-0 Sox. Yeah.
Brought to you by Miller Lite.
Sox fans, join us on Saturday, September 28th for Craft Beer Night presented by Miller Coors. A limited number of tickets are available for this private event where you can sample a variety of domestic and imported beers prior to the game start. Purchase tickets today by visiting whitesox.com/craft. Eric Johnson, making his 3rd major league start, has himself, after 1 inning of play, a 7-0 lead.
Well, if anything will convince you to throw strikes, it's a 7-run lead and a team with a few of their best hitters not in the lineup.
Well, the shortest game in Major League Baseball history was a 9-inning game on September 28th, 19-19, between the New York Giants and the Phillies. 51 minutes. And our game right here already is 54 minutes.
Well, those TV timeouts in those days were a little shorter than
they
what they are today.
They were. Parmalee, 1-2 the count. Parmalee last year hit 229, 5 homers, knocked in 20. Had some real good at bats against us last season. Two and two. And that is a souvenir. So this next pitch for Eric will be number 38 after 1 inning and no parts of inning 2. Pops him up in the short center field. That's the count of corn. 1 out. That'll bring up Josmiel Pinto. Talking to the Dutchman, Bert Blyleven, prior to the game, said this young man is real strong. And a lot of discussions now about different scenarios with Joe Mauer.
As many,
pitch strike.
As many concussions as he's had, you'd have to think that they would be thinking about first base.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's any question about it. I mean, to me, it's just a done deal.
Well, that would also mean that they would not be bringing back Justin Morneau, which was widely thought of when they traded him to Pittsburgh in the first place.
No, when your best player, lifetime .323 hitter, he's had the injuries he's had, and he's making $20+ million a year
for a while.
Yeah. Shot. That's a hang woofum for Pinto. So 2 down. Well, that concussion rule is a good rule for obvious reasons. But on the other side of the page, it's also going to put a lot more guys on the concussed list throughout the course of a season. More downtime. Chris Herman, the right fielder, hitting at .218. That's right at him. And that's a hang woofle. So 1-2-3 inning after an inning and a half, still 7-0. White Sox.
Show on Comcast Sportsnet. Bears linebacker will take you inside the Vikings matchup from a player's perspective and tell you what's on his mind as the Bears ready for battle with the Steelers. The Lance Briggs Show, presented by GWC Law, tomorrow night at 11 on Comcast Sportsnet. And Cole DeVries comes into the game. So apparently Mike Tonkin was on a 1/3 of an inning pitch limit. And DeVries comes into this one with no record. On for just the second time.
Well, Cole, 28 years old, out of Eden Prairie, Minnesota. Cole, 6'1", 180 pounds. Last year, 5-5 with a 4.11 for the Twinkies.
Yep.
So here's Paulie. Paulie is 1 for 1, had that RBI single and run scored last inning. He just checking in. Sox at 12 men to the plate. One and one to count. Two and one. Three and one. And another full count.
DeVries had a right forearm strain in spring training. It was after making Twins opening day roster. Was optioned to AAA back in May.
Right off the end of the bat. And that's out number one.
Time now for Avis Super Slow-Mo replays. And we'll take you back to July 23rd of '09. Mark Burley's perfect game saved by Dwayne Wise in what has been known as the catch, and right in front of the catch was the Adam Dunn fly ball in the first inning.
Gabe Kapler. Well, when he hit that ball, I didn't think Dwayne had a chance because he played the shallowest center field of anybody in the American League.
Also, it's not like he had 8 innings to warm up for that catch.
He had just come in, and when the ball was hit, I just didn't think he had a chance. You know, he kicked it. He got about 40 or 50 feet from the wall there, and he kicked it into another gear. That fear can get that adrenaline flowing. Fear of not being able to get there.
And the situation dictated that whatever he had, he was going to go and try to get it.
He put it all out. And there is ball 4. So here is Tank. Viciedo, an RBI single, a run scored. Takes first pitch strike. So 1 out. Check that. 2 out. Talking about fast games, in 1963 we played Cleveland on the last day of the season. 1 hour and 40 minutes.
Sounds like a couple of teams really needed to get out of there.
And the umpire, well. That ball hit hard. Stretch. Stretch. Get on back there. It will. You can. Put it on the board. They say now it did not go out. It looked like it went out. So now here comes Robin.
From my angle, looked like it went out.
Yep. And they're going to have a review.
Hits this ball awfully hard.
From that angle, from that shot, he did not go out.
From that angle, he caught it.
Yeah. Yeah, it bounced off the wall, it looked like. That's the real time.
Yeah, right high off the yellow marker.
Yeah.
No, it didn't leave the park.
Right on top of the fence. So they're gonna. All right, this is real. The first shot. No, didn't show it hitting the wall. All right, here it is. Now you get the angle on it. There it hits, bounces up.
That ball hit right off the yellow, went straight up. Nobody touched it. Not a fan touched it. And then Presley went and caught it. It stayed in the park. It is a 2-base hit.
Right there, McCarty at the park. So we'll have to wait until they have made a decision. Meanwhile, Detroit leading Seattle 3-1. That's in the bottom of the 7th at Comerica. San Diego shutting out Pittsburgh 2-0. That's in the bottom of the 8th at PNC.
Straight up off the yellow and not out. So that'll be 2 bases.
Yep. Taking a long time for it. What else we got going? Cincinnati shutting out Houston 4-0. That's in the bottom of the 4th. No score. Cubs at Milwaukee, top of the 4th. As we mentioned, Tampa Bay leading Texas 6-2. It's at the bottom of the 6th in St. Pete.
Well, they're doing what they should do, which is DeVries should start to throw the baseball. A good-looking hound.
So here they come. He's saying you're at second base. And another look at it. That's just bad luck right there.
It is, because it bounces back just a little bit, or a fan touches it. You're going to call it a home run. It didn't. And Danks gets a 2-base hit out of it. Doesn't diminish the fact that he hit the daylights out of it, which he's been doing quite a lot of lately.
First pitch misses to Gordon. Gordon had an RBI single and a run scored last inning. And that catches the corner. 7 runs on 7 hits. Breaking ball, no. It was Jordan's 7th double. And the count 3-1. Well, in his career as manager of the Minnesota Twins, Ron Gardenhire, not used to seeing 203, 132 by his pitchers.
Well, the biggest problem they have throughout their system is lack of arms.
So Florimon throws him out, and that'll retire the side. We have a threat, can't score, but we'll go to the 3rd leading 7-0. through Twitter using hashtag White Sox Talk, and we'll read one back later in the game, and it just might be yours. So we're in the third inning already. And it's 7-0 Sox. Just tuning in, we scored 7 in the first inning. And comparing that to the last 6 games, we scored 7 runs total in those 6 games. Florimon, switch hitting shortstop. Pedro hitting at .228, 8 homers, 40 knocked in. Two balls and a strike. Andrew Cashner gave up a hit in the 7th, but he's faced a minimum through 8. That game, 0-0. Cubs with 2 hits, Milwaukee with 1.
Cashner, originally property of the Chicago Cubs, traded to San Diego in a deal that brought Anthony Rizzo back.
Another full count. This will be pitch number 50. He gone.
Third strikeout, and that fastball right down the middle. Not sure what Pedro was looking for, but it was not that.
Alex Presley, he walked leading off the ball game after an extended at bat. He takes first pitch strike. Tigers now leading Seattle 4-1. And there's the base hit. Change up. So you can cancel a post-game show. That's their first hit.
He went down and took this ball way out of the strike zone. And seemingly guided it into right field.
First pitch strike to Escobar. Eduardo hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. First of 3 with these Twins tomorrow night. And then Wednesday afternoon. And then it's on the road. Tomorrow night it'll be Jose Quintana against Mike Pelfrey. And on Wednesday afternoon, Johnny Danks against Scott Diamond. A couple of southpaws there. Tomorrow's game will be right here on Comcast Sportsnet, and Wednesdays will be over WGN. And we'll have an off day on Thursday. Friday we'll tee it up with the Tigers at Comerica for 3. On the 20th, 21st, 22nd. And then on the 23rd, Monday the 23rd, we come back here to makeup game with the Toronto Blue Jays. That's a 7:10 start. Then after that game, we'll leave again and go to Cleveland for a 2-game series.
Now we get to see them again.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it's been fun series. There you look at what's left.
That's all of them. And that's backing out of play.
Well, Toronto rejected the first offer of scheduling for that makeup game, and so it was pushed back to the 23rd. So a very happy bunch of Blue Jays will be here Monday night.
Good. They should have taken the first one.
They should have. Would have fit in a little easier.
One out, one on. And once again, the 3-2 pitch. That is high into center field. Two down. Third baseman Trevor Plouffe, he walked. Plouffe last year 24 homers, knocked in 55. Not a lot of RBIs for 24 homers.
Oh, and he got most of those home runs in a very short period of time. So he went through one real hot stretch, but overall it was not a great year for him.
And there's a base hit. Most of the time when you get a guy like that who hits them in bunches and he'll go cold or flat for a month or a month and a half, he'll come back and he'll get hot. Most of the time those guys are guys that think mechanics. You're guys who are more consistent and don't go in those prolonged slumps. They go into slumps. Everybody goes in slumps, but theirs are shorter. Those are the guys that think approach.
Well, whatever he was thinking in the month of June, he should have stuck with, because he had 11 home runs and drove in 24 in 1 month.
Yeah.
That's
well, you know what will happen,
year.
though, Steve? Same thing happens with pitchers in a different way, obviously, but all of a sudden you'll be in a good streak, and hitting home runs is a state of mind. When you go to the plate, if you're in that state of mind, you're going to hit some home runs. You're going to hit a home runs. And then when you lose it, because you will lose it, there's no doubt about that, because that's in the right field. He's got that one. But when you lose it, all of a sudden, for some reason, these guys abandon approach and start thinking about mechanics. Meanwhile, it's still 7-0 good guys. Mentioned our Birmingham Barons won the Southern League Championship, deciding championship game with Mobile. They won it 4-2. So Julio Venus, the skipper, Britt Burns, the pitching coach, Gary Ward, the hitting coach. These guys came back, had a great start. Then they had some injuries. Then the players were kept again being called up to Charlotte, and they come back and win the Southern League Championship. So our congratulations to our guys. Micah Johnson, MVP in that series.
Well, he hit .450 with a home run and 6 runs scored, along with 4 runs driven in. Richly deserved award.
Brian Anderson pops up the first pitch, 1 out. Yeah, Micah, he started off at Kannapolis, went up to Winston-Salem, then went to Birmingham. Yeah, so Britt Burns, Gary Ward. Good job. Well done. Thus, Marcus Semien voted the Southern League MVP. And there's the strike.
Alfonso's got a tight zone tonight.
Andrew Kastner, 1 hitter, complete game. San Diego beats Pittsburgh 2-0. He faced the minimum, 27 hitters.
Now Pittsburgh has to sit back and hope that Colorado, who's leading St. Louis 1-0, can continue on and beat the Cardinals.
That's high into left center. 2 down. Yaza now 1 for 2. Micah Johnson on the season had 84 stolen bases. So here's Ramirez. Alexei has walked, scored, and had a 2-run single. All that coming in the first inning when we sent 12 men to the plate.
84 stolen bases takes a real toll on your body. That was just a great year for Micah Johnson.
And that's fair. So he's going to pick up his 38th double.
Kloof is off the line at third, and Ramirez takes it right by him. Not much of a chance on this one. A rocket down into the corner.
Here's Gillespie. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. That ball hit hard into right field, but they got a man there. Chris Harmon makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. We're into the 4th. Big lead.
Locos Tacos from Taco Bell. Live Mas.
Top of the fourth inning and a 7-0 Sox lead. Just checking in, we scored 7 in the first. So it'll be Willingham, Parmalee, and Pinto.
And Eric, after using 64 pitches through 3, would dearly love to have a low pitch inning.
Josh struck out, called out on a fastball. And there's a fastball. First ball, Hunting pops it up. And our Sox and Athletico Physical Therapy both understand the importance of injury prevention in players and fans' daily activities. So visit athletico.com/blog for injury prevention tips. Athletico Physical Therapy, the official physical therapy provider of our White Sox. Athletico, better for everybody. Here's Parmalee. He went out to center field. After 4 in Kansas City, 2-0 Royals over Cleveland. Kazmir against Shields in that game. Cleveland with 3 hits through 4. Kansas City 5 hits.
That last pitch was the best curveball that Eric has thrown tonight.
And Diaza got him again. 2 down. So here's Hosmeal Pinto, 24-year-old. He's 0 for 1. He hit a rocket right to Canerco at first.
They love his bat. They like the way he receives it, but they haven't seen a whole lot of his throwing to this point. Not in the major leagues anyway.
Curveball hangs inside.
His 3-run homer was a game-winning home run. The last ball game that these Twins played. One, 2, 3 inning would look awfully good here.
Fastball strike.
That 3-run homer he hit came against Tampa Bay, and that was a big loss for the Tampa team.
That's a .266 minor league hitter.
You can generate some power. I was going to say, if you can generate some power, 266 for a catcher,
yeah,
pretty good.
He gone, and that is indeed a 1-2-3 inning. He shrugs his shoulders, and we'll go to the bottom of the fourth.
gear up for the Bears Sunday night game from a Chicago perspective. Start your Sunday night with Bears pregame live featuring Chris Bowden, Jim Miller, and Dan Jiggets. Sunday night at 6:30 before the Bears Steelers, only on Comcast Sportsnet. Bears off to a great start. A couple of comeback victories.
Exciting wins. What's the story on Jesse Cranes, Steve?
Well, I'd like to tell you that he was doing well and ready to go, and our compensation would be
Much
really
better.
good.
Yeah.
But not so good now. And you know, in the situation Jesse's in, which is one of free agency, if he could have gone to the post, he would have been more than happy to do it. Because we found him here to be just an absolutely great competitor, wonderful guy to have on your ball club. And he hurt his arm last year, but came back just as strong as he was before he got hurt. This year it's been a different story for him.
Well, this spring we were all worried about him. He did not throw the ball well at all in the spring, and all of a sudden the bell rang. 3 or 4 weeks later, he's throwing 94, 95 again.
Well, he went for about, I believe he went for just about 2.5 months without giving up anything.
Yeah.
And that was
he's
a pretty
getting
good
his
run.
curveball over. So a big hurt for us, but also a big hurt for Tampa Bay. As Paulie. Paulie's 1 for 2 with an RBI and a run scored. Outfield straight up, about equidistant, spread out. And there's the strike. Checks it up. He's having some words in running conversation with Alfonso. Took that one right off his right shoulder. And the count hangs at 2-2. And that's out number 1.
This one wasn't a particularly good pitch. Ball gets rung up on it and then just turns around with a look of incredulity. Plus he wasn't real happy.
That breaking ball misses. Adam has gone out very deep to left center field. Presley going up. Very high to make the catch. And he has walked. 1-1 the count. 1-2. That ball way, way out here. You can put it on the board. Yes. Ouch. Tilt. And it's 8-0.
32-83 on the power numbers for Adam Dunn as he got a curveball. It was exactly where he would have wanted it. Thigh high, inside part of the plate. And our Ford home run replay. This one almost sitting there on a tee for him. And a no-doubter.
That ball hit hard into right center field. Nobody's going to get that one. Stay in the air. It will. You can put it on the board. Yes. Just a bullet out of here to right center. And it's 9-0.
th home run, second run batted in, 52nd of the year, and our Ford home run replay, an opposite field line drive rocket. This one hits off the top, but instead of bouncing back into the field of play, it bounces into the seats.
That was very reminiscent of a Dave Winfield type right center field rocket. That might be the quickest we've seen a right-handed hitter hit the right field seats, the right center field seats all year. Jordan has walked, scored, and doubled. Doubled right off the top of the fence out there by Bacardi at the park. That's the third time this year our guys have gone back to back. And of course, with those 2 home runs by Dunn and Tank, the Alex Nelius family will make a generous donation to White Sox charities in loving memory of Ursula. That ball high and deep in the left field, but Arcia is there. 2 down. And you can watch the game in luxury from behind home plate in the Gold Coast Tickets Club here at US Cellular Field. Gold Coast Tickets, you got a guy. Seth Sharon and all the great folks at Gold Coast Tickets. Boy, those tickets, that's really a nice place to watch a ball game from. Whew. Right behind home plate. Food is great. Gordon, RBI single and a grounder to short. And for a lot of you youngsters who don't know who Dave Winfield was, he was a tremendous athlete, tremendous basketball player, football player. He was 6'6". He was fast. He had a great arm. He was strong, and he could hit some of the most vicious line drives the game of baseball has ever seen. There's a breaking ball strike in the count 1-2.
Probably could have chosen one of the 3 major sports.
Any one of the 3.
And played it all equally as effectively.
Yeah. Great athlete. And there are some people, of course, I think Bo is the greatest athlete I've ever seen, Bo Jackson. But a lot of people think Dave Winfield was the best athlete they've ever seen. has popped up. Winfield had 400. Nice catch by Arcia. Winfield had 465 home runs, almost 2,000 RBIs, but that'll do it. We're into the 5th, leading 9-0. Gas gauge stats, tweets with Sox in-game live only at csnchicago.com. Brought to you by Comcast Business Class. Herman, Florimon, then back to the top of the order with Alex Presley. Nine, 10, and 1 for our guys. 0-2 and 0 for their guys. Herman 0 for 1, lined out very hard right to Diaza in center field.
Herman's a rarity in that he can catch for you, which he does, and then move to right field. You don't see that too often.
Got a little Craig Biggio in him, huh?
I mean, Biggio was a bit better player, but yeah. And Craig won a Gold Glove at second, Gold Glove behind the plate, and also played center field. Not quite to Gold Glove standards, but certainly well enough.
He gone.
Five strikeouts as Eric throws a fastball out of the zone right by him.
Florimon. He struck out his first trip, called out. Bottom of the 8th in St. Pete, still 6-2 Tampa Bay over Texas. He gone. 2 down.
Time now for the whiff, brought to you by Head and Shoulders. And there's been a few of them. First comes Arcia. Then, and the last one, by Florima. The whiffs.
Presley has walked and he has singled. Got a change up and hit it in the whole right side for their first hit in the third inning. One and two. That's in the right field. So that is 7 in a row retired by Eric Johnson. We're halfway home, leading 9-0. As we are already in the bottom of the fifth, with 7 runs in the first, 2 in the fourth.
And the only man who has yet to get a base hit in this lineup is the man who has a chance to rectify that right now, Brian Anderson.
He has popped to short and popped to second. Still looking for his first hit in the Sox uniform. He's 0 for 9. Fouls that back. 1-1 to count. Diaz on deck. Alexei in the hole. First of 3 with these guys. Change up. And the count 1-2. One out. So Diaz had an infield single leading off the bottom of the first. Came around to score. Started off that 7-run first. He also walked with the bases loaded in the first. Then in the third, one out to left field. Starts him off with a changeup. Oh, 0-2 the count. As I mentioned, tomorrow night, make your plans to be with us here. Jose Quintana against Mike Pelfrey. If you can't, that game will be right back here on Comcast Sportsnet. Then on Wednesday afternoon, Scott Diamond against Johnny Danks. And that game will be over WGN. Off day on Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from Comerica Park in Detroit. Curveball low. Arizona leading the Dodgers 2-0. Bottom of the second out in Phoenix. Here you go. 2 down. So here's Alexei. A walk, a run scored, and a 2-run single. That was in the first inning. Then in the third, he doubled right down the third base line.
There were some fairly large canines this evening among the 15,018.
Outfield straight up for Ramirez. And that is popped up. Get out of here. It will.
Beautiful eyes.
Like Tommy Shaw.
And Max Scherzer.
Max Scherzer.
Yeah.
One pitch. He just lays a little bat on that one. Pokes it into center field for the 2-out single. And that'll bring up Gillespie, who was 1 for 3. Takes first pitch strike. Rays have defeated the Texas Rangers 6-2. Texas in a big funk at the wrong time. Well, when you lose one of the big bats that you were counting on in Berkman, lost him in essence since June, and all of a sudden now the situation with biogenesis comes up and you lose Nelson Cruz. That'll put a limp in your step. Change up. So the Rangers coming in today, the Rangers tied with Tampa Bay. Now Cleveland has a chance to move in front of Texas if they can win in Kansas City.
Trailing at the moment, however.
And that's a little fly ball into right center field. So that'll retire the side. We've completed 5. We lead at 9-0. Jim Thome at 499, now make it 500. And of course, Jim at the ballpark tonight. That's a big lift right there. We'll take that guy up. But there's Big Jim. God giving him a nice welcome. And of course, he wound up with 612 home runs, which is 7th all time. Here's Escobar. He's 0 for 2. He's grounded into a 6-4 fielder's choice and also gone out to center field. Pretty good pitch, didn't get it. And the count 2-0. Thome, one of the nice guys ever to put a uniform on. There's a strike, 3-1. No walks, make them hit their way on. Also on his date in 1983, Floyd Bannister struck out 12 hitters. Yeah, that ball into left field. Tank is there. One down.
The dog waiting patiently, and the reward is a cheese fry.
So here's Doug Bonnier hitting for Plouffe. Plouffe had walked and singled as Bonnier takes ball 1.
Bonnier came out of the Colorado organization. Spent this year at Rochester. We put together a pretty solid year at 295.
He's a 33-year-old veteran out of Palm Beach Gardens, Florida. Takes the strike, and the count runs to 1-2. Here you go. 7 strikeouts now. By Eric Johnson, trying to pick up his first major league victory. And this is 3rd start.
Well, Eric was really on the ropes in the first inning. Couldn't get the ball over the plate. For finally Fanning, Arcia, and Willingham to get out of the first without giving up any runs. And he gave up a couple hits in the 3rd, the only 2 hits he's given up. So he's been pretty impressive overall after settling down and getting the ball over the plate.
Oswaldo Arcia has struck out and gone out to right field. Big hack. Kansas City now leading Cleveland 3-1. As there's a curveball strike. Just checking in, Sox with 7 big runs in the first inning. 2 in the 4th, back-to-back homers by Dunn and Viciedo. There's a pretty good pitch he didn't get to.
Fonzo's not calling him down, certainly.
Watch out. Boy, that almost took his ankle off.
Eric is fortunate that this one didn't get a piece of him, because it was right back up the middle. He tumbles off the mound.
Here's Josh Willingham, has struck out and popped up to Alexi. Takes ball 1. That evens the count. It's now a 4-1 Kansas City lead over Cleveland. David Lowe knocking in Lorenzo Cain. One and two.
Pitch number 103 on the way.
So that's the base hit.
Two on, two out. And Gillespie stops it from going down the line, but that's all he can do.
Here's the first baseman, Chris Parmelee. Twice has gone out to Alejandro in center field. Little tardy on that
one. Great catch by a fan. I mean, he caught that ball cleanly with one hand.
And he gets the inside strike call.
And as the pitchers pile up, Donnie Veal looses up in the pen.
And a gentleman who made the catch gives it to a young lady. Made her day. Watch out.
That got him.
Had him 0-2 and didn't want to do that. And here comes Coop.
Gets a high five for the souvenir.
.105 pitches. Says he's all right.
This would be his first major league win.
Is Pinto. Osmeal is lined hard to Canerco and then struck out. Sacks packed with Twinkies. 2 down. Takes it right there for strike one. Pops that one up. Jordan, a long way to go, and just can't get there. The first row. Osmeal was born in Valencia. Valencia is starting to put a few players in the big leagues, namely Felix Hernandez.
Twins haven't had too many threats, but this one of their biggest.
The 0-2 pitch. 2-2. Curveball. Just did get a piece of it. He gone. He gets out of it. Picks up strikeout number 8. We're at the bottom of the 6th, leading by 9.
And in a 9-0 game, Eduardo Escobar shifts over to third base. And Doug Bernier, who came on to pinch hit, moves into second.
Canerco, Dunn, Viciedo. Here in the bottom of the 6th, 9-11-1 for our Sox. 0-4-0 for their Twinkies. Tigers beat Seattle 4-2. Porcello, the winner, 13-8. Joe Saunders, the loser, 11-15. Benoit picked up his 21st save. First ball, Hunting pops it up. Paulie now 1 for 4.
There's many high-speed action replays with the back-to-back home runs coming in the 4th inning. First, it's Adam Dunn with a bomb, and Dan Viciedo with a line drive rocket. And for Adam, his 32nd, and for Diane, his 13th.
So Cole DeVries, who came on back in the 2nd inning, now into his 5th inning of work. Adam takes that one high and wide. Count evens at 1 in that Texas game. Cobb, the winner. 8 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 walk, 10 strikeouts. Garza the loser. 4 1/3, 8 hits, 6 runs. All earned. 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. Two balls, 2 strikes, the count to Big Adam Dunn. Two down. Sox fans, on Saturday, September 28th, come see our Sox take on Kansas City at 6:10. And all fans are invited to stay for a post-game fireworks show presented by Great Clips. Great Clips, you know it's going to be great. Here's Tank. He's 2 for 3, 2 RBIs, 2 runs scored. RBI single and a run scored in the first. Then he homered right after Dunn. They went back to back in the fourth. Tank's home run, just a line shot, low line drive into the seats in right center field. Jacks it up. And the count 3-1. That's ball 4. Second walk by DeVries, and that'll bring up Jordan. Jordan 1 for 2, a walk, a run scored, a double, and a fly out to left. That double hit right on top of the fence out there in deep right center field.
It's hard to see 2 of them hit off the top of the wall in the same night, but Tanks did it. Viciedo did it. Tanks went out. Jordan stayed in.
And that's out of play left side.
He got most of this. It bounces straight up. Alex Presley made the catch, and that's where Jordan stayed.
That curveball, the one inside. And we'll have Steady Eddie on the bump tomorrow night. Jose Quintana, 17 no decisions this year. That ball, that's going to leave the yard. You can put it on the board. Yes, way back. $11-0.
Fourth home run, 8 and 9 on the runs batted in. No bouncing off the top of the wall that time. Ford home run replay. A big blast.
So here's Beckham. Gordon 1 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. And that's up high. There's a strike. The 5th time this year we've scored more than 10 runs. The last time was on July 20th. And that's ball 4. So the second walk of the inning. Brian Anderson will be the hitter. He is 0 for 3. A couple of pop-ups and a ground out.
Pinto out there to give that bullpen time to get loose. Caleb Thielbar.
High and wide, not holding Beckham on. Beal still not in our bullpen. He probably will be coming on. That strike evens the count at 1.
Eric Johnson has to be a very happy young man. Because barring a calamity, this is going to be win number 1.
It's going to be first of many for that young man.
He came back nicely tonight.
I've liked him all 3 times, as I mentioned. Last time out, his first 2 starts against the Yankees and the Tigers. And I thought he had tremendous mound presence in both of them. Last time out against the Tigers, defense, as I mentioned, gave up 6 runs, 4 of them unearned. Factor that in with what he had, the kind of season he had this season. Under a 2 ERA. Two out, 1 and 2 the count to Anderson. Come on, Brian, get yourself a knock. Get your first one. Get down. It won't. It hangs up. That's a hang Wolfham. But a long home run by Jordan Danks, his 4th of the year. It's 11-0 White Sox. back into your U.S. Bank checking or savings account. It's our special thank you for becoming a new credit card customer.
And we got a new pitcher out on the mound, and it's Donnie Veal. 2-3 ERA, 5.25. On for the 44th time. He inherits a huge lead. Marcus Semien takes over at third base. And Connor Gillespie shifts across to first base, so Paul is out of the game. And there's a man who went 6, no runs on 4 hits with a couple of walks and 8 strikeouts.
A lot of happy campers out in Los Altos, California. Chris Herman hits first pitch fastball. Connor sucked it up. 1 pitch, 1 out. Pedro Florimon 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. First pitch fastball strike. One and 2. Kansas City now leading Cleveland 5-1, top of the 7th. He gone. Hook.
Armand not particularly happy with the call, but it had the zone. It came over a strike.
Leadoff hitter Alex Presley has walked, singled, and gone out to right field. Takes first ball fastball. 0-1. $960 canines in attendance tonight. Watch out. Hello, Dog Day.
Well, they certainly have enjoyed all the offense.
One and 2.
Well, that dog has about had it. He was pretty good through 9 runs, but the last 2 just did him in.
Oh, boy. Watch out. Almost walked in that. You know, for many years I had what they call zoophobia. I was attacked when I was about, I think it was 5 or 6 years old. by a pack of dogs. I got away by climbing on top of a car. But I was bitten a few times.
Jeez.
So I went for years.
Afraid of dogs.
Yeah, afraid of dogs. And then we got a dog about 20 years ago, and since that time I just absolutely adore them. That's trouble. So an infield single. And that'll bring up Escobar. 0 for 3.
Nice uniform. Get the home pinstripes on.
That fastball up high. Escobar and Florman, the 2 switch hitters in this lineup. And that's out of play. Right side. 1-1. That game last night, Cleveland ran 4 switch hitters up there. Swisher, Cabrera, Santana, and Ramirez. And that's into the mezzanine section.
I think Cleveland ran into the wrong guy tonight in Kansas City. James Shields has been throwing the ball exceptionally well over the last 6 weeks. Tonight, no exception.
Watch out. Almost got him.
4th wild pitch of the year for Veal.
Billy Butler, a couple of hits, an RBI in that game. Lorenzo Cain 1 for 3 with an RBI. He gone. 7th inning stretch. We lead it 11-0. high school. Averaged 23 points a game.
That's pretty good. Daniel Webb throwing in the pen.
And that ball hit well in the center field. Presley. 1 out. Alejandro now 1 for 4.
Ramirez has had a very good night. Perfect to this point.
Walked and scored in the first inning. Then later on in the first inning had a 2-run single. Then in the third inning he doubled. Then in the fifth inning he singled. Three and 0. And 3-1. That ball deep in the center. And out of here. He likes Minnesota. That's his 5th homer, 4 of them coming against these guys.
.46 runs batted in, 3 of them tonight. A 4 for 4 night and a triple shy of a cycle and our 4th home run replay. Been a night of the long ball tonight.
Dave Ross, when was the last time we hit 4 home runs in one game? It's only the 2nd time we've hit 4 home runs in a game this year. Connor is 1 for 4. And that's going to hang up for him. So 2 down. Well, it's been a while because 2nd time we've hit 4 home runs this year, and the 1st time was the 2nd game of the year. April 3rd against Kansas City. We had 211 home runs last year. We have 133 this season.
Yeah, most disappointing when you take a look at where that stands in the league.
Twins have 144. And that is into left field. Deep, right in front of the fence. So Simeon is retired, as are our Sox. But the homer by Alexei, it is 12-0.
pitcher, and it is a hard-throwing right-hander, Daniel Webb. This is a 5th time. 4 innings, 6 hits, couple of walks, couple of strikeouts. And Hunt Gardner was having a long discussion with Alfonso Marquez.
If you're just joining us, 7 runs in the 1st inning we got. 2 in the 4th, 2 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th. We have 12 runs on 13 hits, 1 error, 4 home runs. Back-to-backs by Dunn and Viciedo in the 4th. 2-run shot by Jordan Danks in the 6th. And Alexei, last inning, right over the center field fence. So here's Bernier. Doug making his 2nd plate appearance, first when he struck out. One to count.
Outfield playing Bernier. A couple of steps to right center field, not thinking that he can pull Webb.
Top of the 6th in Phoenix. D-backs leading the Dodgers 2-0. Dodgers, bases loaded, nobody out. Adrian Gonzalez pops up to left field, so no advancement. Two pitch. Yasiel Puig now at the plate. And that's into right center field, hit deep. But we got a man there. Join the White Sox Kids Club, presented by the University of Chicago Medicine Comer Children's Hospital. We are teaming up to promote a healthy lifestyle and combat childhood obesity. Members will receive free White Sox tickets and cool, exclusive Kids Club items. So WhiteSox.com to join the club. Here's Arcia. Oswaldo, 1 for 3, a bullet single right back through the middle. One and one to count. And there's a base hit in the hole. So we're going to have a pinch hitter for Willingham. Eric Fryer, the hitter.
AAA numbers not particularly good, but he's hit a home run for the Twins.
Can't get that one. He's been with Milwaukee, the Yankees. Takes a strike and the count 0-2.
Nate Jones getting ready to go in the pen. And he did. He swung.
He gone. Two down.
Fonzo Marquez just points to him and said, yes, you did. And it does go as a wild pitch, however.
So here's Parmalee. Also a reminder that for all the fans who yesterday had to leave because of the 4-hour and 23-minute weather delay we had, a reminder the Sox are offering a ticket to a home game in April, because that's into short right field, and the Twins get on the board.
A cracked bat, RBI number 23, and the fans booing a little bit. I think they wanted Jordan to try to make the play at the plate, but with a 12-run lead, not all that necessary.
Here's Pinto, but you can get a free ticket to a game, home game in April next season. There's a breaking ball strike, excluding opening day and also the series against Boston April 15th, 16th, and 17th. So if you got your tickets, call the White Sox and they will give you instructions on what to do and how to do it.
And the Tigers are coming to town in April, so you can get seats to those games.
Yep. Yeah, they got Cleveland, I think, and also Tampa Bay. So it's a good series available. Two and one with two down, one in here in the 8th inning. Gordon's got him. And that'll retire the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th, leading 12-1.
Miller light, and the Miller moments are the entire first inning. Gillespie starts it off with an RBI, and this one just keeps on rolling along. Base hit after base hit after walk after base hit. When all the smoke cleared, it was 7 runs on 6 hits, 2 left on. Liam Hendricks chased, and a huge lead that has never been relinquished. 12 runs a season high, 4 home runs, ties a season high. And we get a new pitcher that comes in the ball game, and it's Ryan Presley on for the 46th time. 3-3 record, 3.61 ERA. And left-handers have really hurt him, where he's gotten most of the right-handers out.
Miguel Gonzalez hitting for Adam Dunn. Adam is 1 for 3 with a long, hard home run.
Doug Bernier shifts over to shortstop. Darren Mastroianni comes in the game at second.
Ryan Presley, 5th Minnesota pitcher. Pours it right there. And the count 1-2. Two. It's full. Just tuning in, Atlanta at Washington was postponed. Cincinnati beat Houston 6-1. Tampa Bay over Texas 6-2 down in Florida. San Diego shut out Pittsburgh 2-0 at PNC. 12-2 Phillies measured up the Marlins. As that's in the center field. One out. And here comes Tank. Tank is 2 for 3. 3 runs scored, 2 driven in. One of them coming on a solo homer. That was after Adam had hit his home run. Angels leading Oakland 3-0. Bottom of the 4th out at the Coliseum. He went. Rockies leading St. Louis 3-2. Bottom of the 8th in Denver. Milwaukee 6, Cubs 1. That's in the bottom of the 8th up at Miller Park. Tigers doubled up the Mariners 4-2. And top of the 8th in Kansas City 7-1 Royals. Twelve, 13-1 for us, 1-7-0 for them. And that's high in the center. Two down to Jordan Danks. Jordan 2 for 3, a double. And a long 2-run homer. That's low and away. I believe Jordan's starting to like what he sees in that mirror. That mirror's telling him, young man, you can play in the big leagues. You can hit.
He's stung the ball for the better part of 6 weeks. And the rest of his game has never been a problem.
Paul Richards, that was his philosophy on the game of baseball. He said there are always exceptions to every rule. You got some guys that are born hitters, but 99.9% of them have to work hard go through a lot of failure. And one day they get up and they look at that mirror, and that mirror says, you can play in the big leagues.
Well, Jordan might be getting to that point.
Paul Richards, former manager, GM of the White Sox. And that'll retire the side. A 1-2-3 inning. We're into the ninth, leading by 11.
And Bill for White Sox postgame live presented by Orland Park Nissan. Get their take on tonight's game and all the action around the league. Don't miss White Sox postgame live tonight right after the game on Comcast Sportsnet. Matt Lindstrom comes into the game on for the 71st time. ZRA just snuck over 3. That's had a terrific year. Chris Herman with the count even at 1-1. Herman 0 for 3, line out, strikeout, and an easy ground out to first base. Part-time catcher, part-time right fielder. Little chopper, tough play. Ramirez in the hole, guns it across, and can't get it there in time. That throw was from short left field, and Chris Herman able to beat the play. 8th single of the night as Herman takes it into the hole. Lexi tries to plant, one hop it over there, but can't quite get it there in time. Very close. Ted Barrett on the call. Pedro Florimon has been taken down after 3 strikeouts. Darren Mastroianni is hitting for the first time, so he looks at a slider for a strike. Mastroianni hitting 186. Driven in 5, has yet to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And the outfield straight away. So they're not holding Herman on, as you would expect in a 12-1 game. Lifted to right field. Jordan Danks coming on, and he makes the catch. So 1 out here in the 9th inning. Alex Presley, who's 2 for 3, drew a walk to start the ball game. Eric Johnson, pitcher of record, in line for his first major league win, went 6 innings, gave up 4 hits, struck out 8, walked 2, and didn't give up a run. Presley was with the Pittsburgh Pirates, got his first shot at the major leagues with them before coming over here to Minnesota. Joe Mauer is not with the ball club, still suffering the ill effects of a concussion.
Well, we talked about that, touched on it earlier. Joe was signed through 2018. So he's got 5 more years with them, and I think everybody, I know you, myself, everybody would be completely shocked if they did not put him on first base.
Well, they got 2 catchers who have suffered concussions this year. Ryan Domit, another one. And they got to keep Joe Mauer healthy. Designated hitter first base probably sounds pretty good. Little chopper. And an easy play at first. So Beckham. And 1 out away from Matt Lindstrom.
And that'll bring up Escobar. Escobar 0 for 4 tonight. Yeah, but Mauer has got to be protected. You don't get many 323 lifetime hitters. Yep. And when you do get one, you got to protect him.
Catchers get beat up badly, but big catchers get beat up more, and Joe Mauer is one of those guys.
Yeah, when you're 6'5", 235 pounds, you're going to take a beating back there. That pitch is ball 1. 12 runs, 13 hits, 1 error for our guys. A run on 8 hits, no errors for their guys. In the first of this 3-game set, Jose Quintana tomorrow night. And that's fair. Get over there. He will. And this ball game is over. So Eric Johnson is a recipient of 7 runs in the first inning. And he goes on to shut these guys out for 6. Picks up his first major league victory.
That's exciting. You know, he's never going to forget it. He got off to a shaky start, walked a couple in the first inning, an error behind him, but he pitched over it, went on to throw the ball exceptionally well. And congratulations to our young right-hander.
And he is our GMC player of the game, 23-year-old right-hander out of Los Altos, California. The first of many for this guy. This guy's going to be around, barring injury, knock on wood, for a long time. Our GMC player of the game, Eric Johnson. So for my partner, Steve Stone, our director, Jim Angio, our producer, Mike Leary, our associate producer, Dave Ross, our technical manager, Mark Harper, the executive producer, Jim Corno Jr., also for the mayor, Mean Joe Groove, and for Mike Mayer, Frank D'Amato, Frank Leone, Doug Bullard and sound. This is a Hawk. So long, everybody. Coming up next, the Orland Park Nissan postgame show with Chuck and Bill. You've been watching White Sox baseball right here on Comcast Sportsnet.